Hello everyone and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be predicting the scores of week 3 of this season's Premier League. Before we get on to this week's predictions, however, let's have a quick look back on how we both got on last week.
So last week I had not the best score of 8 points. I had one perfect score with Liverpool beating Crystal Palace 2-0 and I had 6 correct predictions.
Whereas I had 6 correct predictions, the same as you, but of those predictions I had 2 perfect scores, which gives me an overall score of 10 points. Looking at our overall scores though, you are now on 15 points and I am on 21 points. Looking down at the comment section, which we had a brilliant response from last week, guys, thank you to each and every one of you. There was actually 50 of you making predictions last weekend. And for the second week on the trot, James Carson had a great score of 11 points. So James, once again, congratulations. If you're playing along in our Fantasy Football League, as you can see, there's the top 10 with Sorry Not Sorry leading the way with 201 points. Whereas we're both outside that top 10 at the moment. I'm in 25th position with 132 points, and you're in, I think you're in 40th position with 113 points.
I had a terrible week last week.
Not the best, so. No. Looking at the top scorer of the week overall, though, was Webby Webstars, Joshua Webb, with 106 points. Well done, Josh. But enough of last week, let's move on to this week's predictions.
Okay, so first up we have the midday fixture on Saturday between Wolves and Man City. Now, Wolves losing 2-0 last week to Leicester, a bit underwhelming, especially when Leicester went down to 10 men after Jamie Vardy got a straight red. Man City...
Well, they destroyed Huddersfield.
Yeah, demolished Huddersfield 6-1. Look extremely strong. And all I can just see Man City continuing their dominance and destroying well, not as much as last week, but I can see them comfortably scraping past Wolves 3-1.
Yeah, last week I think people were thinking Wolves were going to get a result against Leicester, however they didn't. This week they're coming up against, well, a steamrolling Manchester City side who've won their first 2 matches convincingly. First, of course, against Arsenal and then last week against Huddersfield. This week I can see them continuing that fine form and I'm going for a 3-0 win to Manchester City. They're just going to be too strong for Wolves. The first of the 3 o'clock fixtures sees Arsenal coming up against West Ham. Both teams, of course, are pointless at this moment. Last week Arsenal lost 3-2 against Chelsea. Mkhitaryan, I think he scored a great goal. The likes of Aubameyang couldn't get on the score sheet, missed a couple of sitters really when he should have done much better. I can actually see him scoring this weekend. I think they're going to be too strong for West Ham, who haven't really gelled either at the moment. Is that Arsenal? I can see this one being 3-1 to the Gunners.
Yeah, I can completely agree with you. I just think Arsenal will be a bit too strong for West Ham. But Arsenal have had a really tough start to the season, I think, really. Playing Chelsea and Man City, two of the teams that'll be up there. But Emery needs his time to gel the squad, really, and bring in his new style of play. And West Ham, Pellegrini, he's trying to do the same. It's just I think it's going to take a bit longer for Pellegrini. So I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal. Next up, we have Southampton versus Leicester. Of course, Jamie Vardy banned for 3 matches after getting that straight red. Pretty reckless, in my opinion. He should not have done that. I think it was absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I think people have been arguing when he got the ball and he just followed through, but I think those type of tackles, they're trying to, even though he got the ball, they are trying to clamp down on that sort of thing.
Southampton, they've been okay at the start of the season. They did get that draw with Burnley in game week 1. Unfortunately, they did lose to Everton, but I can see the downfall of Southampton from here. I can see them slowly declining. And for that reason, I think that it's going to be a 2-0 victory to Leicester.
An away win, wow.
An away win.
Okay, well I think Southampton are actually going to get a point out of this match. They did go to Everton last week. I know they were 2-0 down at one stage and they brought it back to 2-1. Everton missed some chances. I know Walcott missed an absolute sitter himself there. At home, slightly different proposition the Saints are, and I can see them drawing this one a 1-1. Next up we got Huddersfield against Cardiff City. Huddersfield coming off that back of a 6-1 defeat at Manchester City. They're going to want to come back against what people are saying is the weakest team in the division. I kind of disagree. you could see Cardiff City last week put up a good fight up against Newcastle and really should have won that game. Unlucky not to, although they didn't have too many clear-cut chances. Zahor should have scored.
Sure. And so should have Bamba as well.
Bamba with a header, he just didn't get his head on it too well. He made it, but he didn't get enough power against it. And of course Newcastle could have scored at the death, but Etheridge coming to the rescue of the Bluebirds.
And of course Kennedy should have been sent off.
Well, there's
and
that.
It's pretty ridiculous that the FA aren't.
Well, you can say that, but then Azarta could have been sent off himself as well in the first half. It was a nasty challenge.
Yeah, but he did kick him.
Well, the one from Kennedy was, but you could argue both. They could have been free sending offs in that match. However, in this match, Cardiff City probably been targeting this match as one of the games in the season where they can actually go away from home and get the 3 points. Huddersfield not looking the best at the moment, and I can actually see Cardiff with Zahor, with another week's training, and this will be a second game in the Premier League. I can see them carving out a narrow 1-0 victory.
Well, I think Cardiff are going to be stronger than that. Huddersfield in their last 2 matches have looked awful. I think Cardiff, we seem to be getting stronger. I think that we're able to beat Huddersfield 2-0 in this match.
2-0.
One Zahor goal, I reckon, and possibly a Hoylett or a Morrison goal.
Yeah, even though Cardiff
or
haven't scored
possibly
this
Josh
season.
Murphy.
Well, I've only gone for the 1-0 because Cardiff, they haven't really had that many shots on target so far. So.
And finishing the 3 o'clock matches on Saturday, we've got Bournemouth versus Everton. Bournemouth, great start to the season, scraping past us 2-0, and then going to West Ham and scraping past them 2-1. Everton, also a good start to the season. This is going to be a really tricky match. I think there will be goals in this one, and I can see this one being a 1-1 draw.
1-1, yeah. I think, as you say, Everton and Bournemouth both having very good starts to the season. Everton looked really good last week. I know they did concede. Bournemouth as well against West Ham. They conceded. It's at home. There's going to be goals. You said 1-1. I'm going for the draw as well, but I'm going for 2-2. Evening kickoff on Saturday is Liverpool against Brighton. Brighton having a magnificent win at home against Manchester United. Manchester United at the moment, we'll come to them a little bit later on in the show. Liverpool, all guns firing. I thought they had a really good result against Crystal Palace. It was 1-0 up until the 90th minute. They did have that breakaway Marnie goal at the end. People were thinking that they're going to demolish Crystal Palace. It didn't quite happen, but at home, different proposition. I can see Liverpool winning this one convincingly against a stern defence of Brighton 3-0.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are just going to be too strong in this game as well. Brighton, they seem really good at the moment. Much better than I anticipated. I think this is going to be a close match, but it is in Liverpool. I can see them just scraping by 2-0.
2-0 just scraping by, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on to Sunday, we have got the 1:30 kickoff. Still think it's ridiculous. Between Watford and Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, good start to the season as well, much better than last season. That's all I can say. Watford, great start to the season as well, doing really well under Happy Garcia. Actually shot quite a few people.
It shocked me, really.
Yeah, it shocked me as well. I can see this one being a close game as well, and I can see this one being 1-1.
Yeah, I can see this one ending up in a draw.
Yeah.
As you say, Watford the Hornets having a very good start to the season. And Crystal Palace as well. Slightly unfortunate, you could say, or the Palace fans, the Eagles fans could say against Liverpool midweek. I think there's going to be goals in this one. It's going to be end-to-end stuff, and I can see this one ending up in a 2-2 draw. Moving on to the next fixture, we've got Newcastle against Chelsea up at St James's Park. Looking at Newcastle's performance last week, I wasn't impressed by the Magpies at all. Chelsea, they beat the Gunners 3-2 at home.
Good.
Overall, Chelsea have had a solid start to the season. I can see them going up to the northeast and carving out a 2-0 victory. I can't see Newcastle scoring against the Blues there.
Yeah, well, I can actually see Newcastle sneaking in a goal, but I think Chelsea are just going to be too strong in this game. Possibly Hazard goal, maybe a Morata goal he might score.
Well, he did last week.
He did
very
last
good
week.
goal.
Good goal, yes. I think he might score again. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Chelsea.
Yeah, and Pedro's in fine form as well.
Pedro, good.
At the moment,
good, yeah. Next up, we have the last of the Sunday fixtures. Fulham against Burnley. Fulham, for 100 million, terrible start to the season. Burnley, they're in Europe. They're playing in Greece tomorrow. I believe.
Yeah, it's in Greece.
In Greece.
Yeah.
So they might be a bit shaky. Hence why it's on. Hence why the match is on a Sunday. I can see Burnley just scraping past Fulham, possibly
Really?
in like the 95th minute or whatever. And I think it's going to be 1-0 to Burnley.
Really? Wow.
Continuing Fulham's poor run of form.
Yeah. Well, Burnley have had a so-so start to the season. I know they lost last week against Watford, who have started like a house on fire. They are going away to Greece tomorrow night, or Thursday night, whenever you're watching this, in the Europa League. They've then got to travel back down to London as well. Unless they're going straight to London, you don't know what their plans are. And for that reason, I think they're going to struggle slightly against Fulham, but Fulham haven't had the best starts themselves. They've had many chances. Mitrovic, I know, we got on the score sheet last week. He's had a bundle of chances, but they're not putting them away. The rest of the team, they're looking, okay-ish, suspect defence. And I can actually see this one being a stalemate, and I'm going for a 1-1 draw down there in Craven Cottage. The last match of this game week round is on Monday evening, and it's between Manchester United and Spurs. Manchester United, as we said, a little bit all over the place at the moment. Terrible that they lost against Brighton away this early in the season. That's not great for confidence. And sort of the arguments, or the perceived arguments that is in the media at the moment, I don't know what's going on up there. The media seems to think, there's this thing between Pogba and Mourinho, or the team and all that sort of stuff. I don't really want to get into it, but all is not right up there at the moment. Spurs have had a good start to the season, winning both of their matches. I know they conceded in both of those matches as well, and for that reason I can see Manchester United scoring. However, I think Spurs are going to put up a good performance, and I think it's going to be a 1-1, and possibly we could see Dele Alli scoring a goal. And how does he do this weird sort of celebration? He does that, he brings his eye up like that, and he is like that. And left-handed, he comes up like that and goes like that. That's the Dele Alli celebration.
Whatever, there you go. There we go. Anyway.
Bit cringy though.
Yes. Well, let's talk Man United. Anyway, Ed Woodward, he seems to be defending Mourinho at the moment, but I can see somewhere that he wants to bring in Zinedine Zidane, who of course left Real Madrid in the summer, but there's something not right up there.
Yeah, well, Zidane has said, I think when he left Madrid, he wants to have a year off before he contemplates any. So I can't actually see Zidane going in it this early unless he can twist his arm.
However, Ed Woodward, I can see twisting his arm and bringing him in. Yes, Mr. Unlimited Money, with his briefcase that seems to be all the way down to Australia. But anyway, Tottenham I think will just be too strong. Dele Alli too strong. Harry Kane has scored in August. I think he'll score again in August, so it's going to be 2-1 to Tottenham.
Really?
Away win, yes.
At Old Trafford, wow. So that's our predictions for week 3 of the 2018-2019 Premier League season. As usual, I'm going to leave a template of these fixtures in the description. All you need to do then is copy and paste them into your comment and leave your predictions. And like James Carson last week, if you are the top scorer, you can get a shout out in the next video. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Subscribe to my channel. Follow my Twitch TV channel if you want. You can subscribe to that. Links in the description.
I think you did a vlog last week, of course, of the Cardiff versus Newcastle match. So go and check that out. And we'll leave a link to your channel in the description.
Also, subscribe to my Twitch TV. I do regular live streams on there. Fridays, Saturdays and some Sundays, and possibly some time in the week as well if I'm free.
Okay, great plug in there.
Yeah.
But for now, guys, thanks for watching as always. Enjoy the football on the weekend, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.